Jiang Jun was contemplating her resignation, while her roommate, Lily, expressed admiration for her Prince Charming. Jiang Jun's mother called, and Jiang Jun falsely assured her that her work was going smoothly and her colleagues were friendly, concealing her current struggles. Lily, seeing Jiang Jun's distress, comforted her and suggested that leaving her difficult boss, Yuan Shuai, might be a good thing. Meanwhile, Du Lei messaged Jiang Jun, offering to be her newbie mentor in the investment industry, since she felt she was being kicked out of the newbie area at MH. He invited her to dinner, as an online apprenticeship wasn't sincere enough. Jiang Jun eagerly accepted and left to meet him. From the rooftop, Yuan Shuai observed Jiang Jun hurrying off late at night, and, after some internal debate about sounding too concerned, cryptically asked if she was planning to murder Deng Ke. Jiang Jun retorted that if she were to assassinate anyone, Yuan Shuai would be her first target, to which he playfully wished her to come back alive early so they could die together. Jiang Jun and Du Lei met at a fried chicken shop, an unconventional choice Jiang Jun initially questioned as unsuitable for his status. Du Lei, however, asserted that all food providing satisfaction should be valued equally. Jiang Jun explained her predicament regarding Kelang Pharmacy, expressing her frustration that their witness, Li Xiang, had failed them at a critical moment, leading to their defeat. Du Lei suggested that someone who fails at such a crucial juncture might not have had important evidence to begin with, implying Li Xiang's actions could have been deliberate. He described Deng Ke as a shrewd individual, unlikely to surround himself with foolish staff. Du Lei advised Jiang Jun that companies often conceal their weaknesses when faced with significant interests, and while documents can be falsified, back-end data and records are usually traceable. Jiang Jun immediately grasped his insight, realizing the situation was more complex than she thought. As they were leaving, a waitress gave Jiang Jun a flower as part of an anniversary promotion, which Du Lei remarked was a sign of her improving luck. Yuan Shuai, still observing from the rooftop, saw Du Lei drop Jiang Jun off with a flower. Feeling a surge of anger and jealousy, he vowed to rediscover her in his own way. Meanwhile, Li Xiang, sitting at home and drinking, recalled a past encounter with Deng Ke. Deng Ke had belittled Li Xiang's new accounting job, and, sensing Li Xiang's financial desperation, offered him 500,000 yuan to do one thing. Back in the present, Yuan Shuai forcefully entered Li Xiang's apartment, brushing off Li Xiang's protests. Yuan Shuai accused him of being bribed by Deng Ke, citing a 500,000 yuan transfer to Li Xiang's bank account after the board meeting. Li Xiang admitted he was short on money, but initially refused to confess, fearing Deng Ke had leverage over him. Yuan Shuai, however, asserted that he also possessed damaging information on Li Xiang, threatening to expose him and ruin his career permanently if he didn't cooperate. Under this pressure, Li Xiang relented and revealed that he wasn't the only one involved, mentioning another person. The next morning, Lily woke to find their apartment transformed into a makeshift war room, covered in research materials from Jiang Jun's all-night work. Lily, concerned for Jiang Jun's health, warned her against overworking, pointing out the risks of sudden death, especially since Jiang Jun was already on the verge of leaving the company. Amidst Lily's scolding, Jiang Jun had a sudden realization, exclaiming, "That's him, I finally got it," before rushing off to work. At the office, Jiang Jun was met with sarcastic remarks from her colleagues, including Shun Xian, who informed her that Kelang Pharmacy demanded the intention agreement be signed that very afternoon, threatening to approach GE otherwise. Shun Xian then scornfully instructed Jiang Jun to clear garbage from their desks. Jiang Jun, alarmed by the urgency, questioned if Yuan Shuai knew about this new deadline. Shun Xian dismissively stated it was Director Qiao's order and blamed Jiang Jun for their extra work. Yuan Shuai then arrived and publicly reprimanded the colleagues, declaring that anyone who resorts to complaining about colleagues when given extra tasks is unqualified to stay in MH. Jiang Jun quickly caught up with Yuan Shuai, confirming the afternoon signing and explaining her discovery. Li Xiang was a liar and Deng Ke's bait. She revealed that Deng Ke had manipulated Kelang's personnel files, falsely listing the real insider, Lin He, as an active employee, even though he had resigned and was working at another firm. Yuan Shuai, surprised by her insight given his playful jab about her dating with flowers, confirmed Deng Ke was set to sign the agreement at 2:30 p.m. He then instructed Jiang Jun to stop him before I come back, leaving the how entirely up to her. Receiving an urgent call from Jiang Jun about Deng Ke's early arrival, Yuan Shuai quickly located Lin He at a racetrack. Noting Lin He's high-performance racing gear and reduced living standards since leaving Kelang, Yuan Shuai challenged him to a race. If Lin He lost, he would testify. If he won, Yuan Shuai would help him return to Kelang honorably. Lin He, intrigued by Yuan Shuai's proposition, accepted. Meanwhile, Jiang Jun attempted to delay the signing. When tasked with delivering the contracts, she intentionally offered a faulty pen to everyone signing. However, Deng Ke was prepared, producing his own pen and stating, "I'm used to having two strings to my bow." With the signing imminent, a desperate Jiang Jun slammed the table, declaring that Lin He, a former Kelang employee, was the real insider, with evidence of Deng Ke's 3-year-old scheme to transfer corporate assets to a private account. Deng Ku vehemently denied the accusations, calling it slander and demanding General Director Fan Shichong take action. Fan Shichong, apologizing for his dereliction of duty, ordered Jiang Jun's dismissal and threatened legal action. Just as Jiang Jun was being escorted out, Yuan Shuai entered the meeting room with Lin He. Yuan Shuai stopped Jiang Jun, proclaiming, "You are not the one to leave." He then confronted Deng Ku, accusing Kelang Pharmacy of deceitfully including a former employee in their list of active staff to hide evidence of asset transfers. Yuan Shuai revealed he had already sent all the evidence and documents to Kelang's board of directors, ensuring that everything you've done will be known by all. He announced the cancellation of the contract signing, stating that any future cooperation depended on whether Deng Ku remained the president of Kelang. Lin He then stepped forward, confirming his identity as the former worker of Kelang. After the dramatic resolution, Jiang Jun observed that Yuan Shuai was not as cold-blooded as I imagined, while he noted she was stronger than I imagined. Feeling she owed him a favor, Jiang Jun insisted on treating him to dinner, giving him free choice of venue. Yuan Shuai, still harboring a playful grudge from seeing Du Lei drop Jiang Jun off with a flower, chose a high-end Michelin-starred Linglong restaurant, priced at 1,988 yuan per person. Jiang Jun was shocked, accusing him of exploiting ordinary people's hard-earned money, to which Yuan Shuai laughingly admitted he enjoyed exploiting her. They continued to tease each other, with Yuan Shuai jokingly referring to her husband, Du Lei, as shabby, and Jiang Jun asking about his ex-wife. Both clarified they were currently single, humorously attributing their status to being like nobodies who suddenly become rich with too many choices. Ultimately, Yuan Shuai led Jiang Jun to a humble noodle shop, playfully mocking her prior expectations of a Michelin experience as she paid the modest 110 yuan bill for their rice noodles of wealth. As Jiang Jun ate, she was deeply moved, recognizing a familiar taste. Yuan Shuai explained that while studying abroad, he had tried to cook Chinese food, but often thought of her late father's rice noodles. He had discovered this shop, finding its taste to be a close, albeit not perfect, replica of her father's cooking, which is why he brought her there. Jiang Jun fondly recalled how her father had invited Yuan Shuai to their home, hoping he would look after her, but instead, Yuan Shuai spared no effort in bullying me at school. Jiang Jun then asked Yuan Shuai the true reason for his help in the Kelang Pharmacy case. Yuan Shuai confessed he wanted to apologize for the speech incident, revealing his original intention was to take the love letter she had written, not realizing she had placed it alongside her speech draft. A flashback then unfolded. A young Yuan Shuai was reluctant to go abroad for studies, having his visa and flights booked by his mother. He wrote a heartfelt letter to a young Jiang Jun, whom he affectionately called Crying Girl and Brother Yuanyu, expressing his fondness and asking her to call him if she missed him. Meanwhile, young Jiang Jun harbored a crush and, on a friend's advice, planned to join a speech contest hosted by her crush to give him a love letter. She accidentally placed the love letter with her speech draft. Yuan Shuai, noticing her interactions with her crush, had subtly tried to interfere. During Jiang Jun's My Chinese Heart speech contest, she realized both documents were missing. Panicked and unable to speak, she endured the crowd's jeers, her face breaking out in a red rash before she fainted. Yuan Shuai, realizing his mistake in taking the wrong document, rushed to her side, trying to comfort her and reassure her the speech wasn't lost. In the hospital, Jiang Jun's parents worried about who stole her speech, mentioning her special illness that made crying dangerous, and thanked the unknown student who brought her in. Upon waking, Jiang Jun requested a transfer, which her parents quickly agreed to for her well-being. Yuan Shuai, arriving to visit, learned of her transfer from a friend, missing his chance for a proper goodbye. Yuan Shuai completed his apology to Jiang Jun. Despite her lingering anger, Jiang Jun revealed she had a formidable secret mentor. She praised this elusive expert, describing him as a promising, young, and resourceful individual from the investment industry who provided her with invaluable guidance. Hearing her admiration, Yuan Shuai felt a pang of jealousy and dismissed the mentor as a mere swindler. He resolved to create special memories with Jiang Jun, despite her current displeasure. To that end, Yuan Shuai coerced Jiang Jun into a photo booth, drawn by a nostalgia promotion offering an electric cooker to the first 20 couples. Jiang Jun initially refused to participate in such an event for a cooker, but Yuan Shuai insisted, claiming it was part of her thank you for a past favor and an order from her boss, threatening to count it against her KPI. The photo booth attendant asked if they were a couple, to which Jiang Jun said no, while Yuan Shuai declared yes. Inside, Yuan Shuai deliberately ruffled Jiang Jun's hair, earning her exasperation. The attendant informed them their photos lacked intimacy for a couple-themed activity and requested they retake them with more affectionate poses. Jiang Jun, tired of his antics, tried to leave, but Yuan Shuai pulled her back, reminding her of the KPI. As they bickered, they accidentally knocked over a cup of water, which splashed onto a power strip, causing a power outage. They were forced to pay a hefty 23,700 yuan for repairs. Afterward, the attendant offered them the complimentary electric cooker. Yuan Shuai then declared he had received her sincere apology and accompanied her home. Back at his apartment, Yuan Shui carefully placed their new photos into a special box already filled with numerous pictures of him and Jiang Jun from their school days. In a flashback, a younger Yuan Shui was seen dragging a gloomy Jiang Jun to a photo booth because she was upset about her test scores. He cheerfully teased her, pulling her hair to make her smile, then admonished her not to delete the pictures before playfully shooing her out. He clearly enjoyed creating these bullying memories. His reverie was interrupted by an urgent text from Su Chang, who was struggling at a demanding work drinking party. Yuan Shui immediately rushed to his rescue. Upon arrival, he bravely took over, drinking glass after glass, effectively drinking Wanhua under the table and ending the grueling event. Later, as Su Chang saw Yuan Shui still drinking alone, he suspected something was bothering him. Yuan Shui confessed he was troubled by Jiang Jun's secret teacher, reiterating his belief that the person was a mere swindler and he wanted to see how long Jiang Jun would be deceived. Su Chang, however, pointed out that Yuan Shui's current hostile stance, having threatened to kick Jiang Jun out of MH, made him a natural enemy in her eyes, while the mysterious teacher was gaining favor daily. He advised Yuan Shui to change his strategy, emphasizing the importance of understanding her emotional side, suggesting he pay more attention to her mind or thoughts. Yuan Shui admitted his past judgment of Jiang Jun was based on old impressions and that people and situations evolve, requiring him to rediscover her. Following Su Chang's advice that women are easily swayed by cute things and prone to sympathy, Yuan Shui orchestrated a plan using his dog, Wealth. He let Wealth escape to Jiang Jun's balcony. Jiang Jun, finding the dog, carried the heavy animal back to Yuan Shui's apartment, whose door was conveniently left open. Inside, Yuan Shui feigned illness, complaining of a cold and high fever, refusing to go to the hospital, and asking for water and food. He listed a lavish menu of oily dishes like braised pork and sweet and sour filet, causing Jiang Jun to doubt his illness. However, he quickly put on a pathetic act, lamenting being cold and hungry, and nobody takes care of me. Softening, Jiang Jun cooked him porridge. He then dramatically declared himself limp and weak and demanded she feed him. As Jiang Jun spoon-fed him, he noticed her intently texting on her phone. He saw a message from Du Lei, inviting her to learn an investment industry unique stress relief method and agreeing to meet tomorrow. Enraged, Yuan Shui accused her of not being focused. Jiang Jun, eager to leave, quickly put the remaining porridge in a thermos and told him she had plans. To keep her there, Yuan Shui asked her to fetch a specific book, Norwegian Wood, from his shelf, giving her deliberately confusing directions until she found it. They then fell into a heated debate over the interpretation of the book's characters, Naoko and Watanabe. Jiang Jun believed they comforted each other, while Yuan Shui insisted Watanabe comforted a crying Naoko all night. Yuan Shui then challenged Jiang Jun to read a particular passage. She initially tried to skip ahead, but he insisted she read the entire, more explicit description of Naoko and Watanabe's intimate encounter. As Jiang Jun read aloud, Yuan Shui became visibly flustered, coughing and abruptly telling her to stop, claiming the story was bad and he needed to rest. Jiang Jun, with a knowing smile, wished him well and left. Later, Yuan Shui, feeling restless, checked Jiang Jun's WeChat moments, only to discover she had posted about a scent of a woman experience, confirming she was out with her mysterious mentor. Fueled by jealousy, he went to Lily's convenience store under the pretext of retrieving Wealth Ball from Jiang Jun's balcony. Lily informed him that Jiang Jun was with Mr. Du and couldn't return right away. She then enthusiastically described Mr. Du as a gentle, handsome, and rich senior in investment industry, confirming Yuan Shui's suspicion that this teacher was indeed his rival, Du Lei. Yuan Shui, seething with anger, immediately left the store. Shortly after Yuan Shui's departure, Lily's crush, Li Xiaochuan, entered the convenience store and sat in his usual spot. Lily, ever smitten, offered him a specialty egg with his instant noodles. Xiaochuan politely declined her frequent offerings, explaining that while he appreciated the gesture, it slightly distracted him from his work. Lily, seizing the opportunity, reminded him of his recent help catching a thief and asked to add him on WeChat, inquiring about his profession. Xiaochuan, intrigued, showed her his laptop, explaining he was developing a dating website using big data for one-button blind dating. Lily found the concept very marketable given the large number of single people. Xiaochuan, pleased by her insight, invited her to dinner and asked for a favor, and they exchanged WeChat details. Meanwhile, Du Lei had taken Jiang Jun to a sophisticated restaurant and then to a bespoke perfumery. At the perfumery, Du Lei explained how alcohol could preserve scents and created a custom Lily perfume for Jiang Jun, which he said reflected his first impression of her, pure, clear, and kind. He presented it as a gift at their first meeting. Jiang Jun, delighted, eagerly followed his guidance to blend her own perfume. On their way home, Jiang Jun expressed her joy, remarking that she finally got to experience the life of a delicate girl and how stress-relieving the activity was. Du Lei, agreeing, then suggested racing as another effective stress relief method, describing it as a way to escape the constriction of time and space. He offered to take her someday, and Jiang Jun enthusiastically agreed to any time. As they parted ways at her apartment, Jiang Jun presented Du Lei with a tie, saying it was a small token of her appreciation. He graciously accepted, commenting that he'd need a new suit to match it. Yuan Shuai, who had been anxiously waiting outside Jiang Jun's building, emerged from the shadows. He immediately confronted Du Lei, demanding if he was the mysterious teacher Jiang Jun had mentioned. Both men, to Jiang Jun's confusion, denied knowing each other. However, the tension was palpable. Du Lei then deliberately placed a hand on Jiang Jun's shoulder as he thanked her for the tie, remarking on how much he liked it. Yuan Shuai, bristling with anger, warned Du Lei to abandon any bad ideas, threatening that he would be defeated even worse if he continued his pursuit. Du Lei, with a calm smile, simply replied, "I'll wait and see." If you love the story, subscribe for the next episode.